Hello, my name is Kelly Boersma, and I did my unit on habitats, and it is for the grade level second grade. And I'm going to start with my science. In science, the project is we're going to be learning about habitats, and at first, I'll be introduced to habitats using a YouTube video. Then each student will need to compose or create an animal just from their imagination. And that animal needs to be have the characteristics to fit in one of the habitats that we studied the previous day. And the end product of this assignment is going to be the students will have written a paper, which will be cross curricular with language arts. They will have drawn a picture of the animal, and they will have created a habitat in a cardboard box. Then we move on to math. This is going to be very closely related to the science project that we're doing. What we're going to do is we're going to be polling all of the students as to what habitat they chose to create their animal for. We'll take those results and put them into a graph and then use symbols to compare which group had the larger number or smaller number or equal number of participants choosing that habitat. This is cross-curricular because we are using the science, and it's kind of like learning how to conduct an experiment, and that the assessment for this is going to be the bar graph and information that they turn in at the end. The way that it is composing is that they are creating this bar graph. Then moving into social studies, the students are going to be learning about where the different habitats are located in the United States, which makes it cross-curricular with science, so you can kind of see where everything is at. What they are going to be doing is composing or creating a map of the U.S. and then using a compass to determine which colors go where, which each color means. We'll also be pointing out certain areas like South Dakota and what kind of habitat is there, or other areas that they may be familiar with, California, Florida, New York, Washington, D.C., so that they can kind of see what different habitats are in those different regions within the United States. The assessment for that is going to be the map that they will turn in at the end. Moving into language arts, this is completely part of their science project. They're going to be writing this 15-sentence descriptive paper, and they'll be going through the entire writing process, going through the writer's workshop from pre-writing all the way to publishing a copy. And the final assessment for this assignment in language arts is going to be the paper that they turn in. And they will also be presenting it, so that will fall also under the speaking and listening standards for language arts. And the composition portion is, of course, creating the paper. Moving into drama, we're going to be talking about the book, The Gruffalo. And The Gruffalo is a book about a mouse who kind of goes through the woods. And even though all of these animals live in the same habitat, they have a different home. The fox lives in the log, the owl lives in the tree, and the snake lives in the rocks. And it kind of demonstrates the different places, even though they're within the same habitat of where they live. And so we're going to be taking this book and we're going to be turning it into a drama. The students' assessment will be when they act out this drama for the remainder of the class. And the composition part obviously is creating the drama, creating the play from the book, and the cross-curricular portion is cross-curricular with science in the different habitat elements in the book. Then we're moving into art. And in art, they're going to be basically creating pictures or composing pictures of different types of habitats. They will choose one or two habitats depending on what we have time for, and the students will be studying the different types of color harmony. The biggest thing is that when we go in to create these pictures, they're going to need to incorporate the color harmony with the different types of pictures. So for example, if they're going to be drawing a picture of a forest, they need to incorporate the colors that fit that type of color harmony that they're going to use. For an example, it would be grasslands, and you could use different shades of green. The assessment will be the pictures that they turn in, and it's cross-curricular because you have to include the different elements that would be found in that habitat that you're drawing a picture of. Then we're moving into music. The students will be creating a rhyme or a song using GarageBand, and they can either rap it or they can sing it. But the words that they use are going to be pulled from the pre-writing stage that they do for the language arts and science, creating their animal. And so this song is basically going to be about their animal. And I think it'd be really neat to have them perform that also as part of their presentation of their animal from science class. The assessment in this area will be the end product that they get from their song and basically the effort and creativity that's put into it. So that is my unit on habitats. Thanks.